We started a conversation on our various social media platforms, and it's been amazing to read the story behind a lot of artists' creative journey, which I will be sharing with you before the end of the program. A warm welcome to the show. I'm Melinda Akinlami. On today's episode of Art House, we'll be showing you how thespians are able to maneuver the times and still make their audience have an awesome time, even with the COVID-19 pandemic. You know, we need to find many ways to lift our spirits, and drama, dance, and what have you is one of them, especially while we mask up.
Our spoken word today is titled The Mask by Kehinde Adekpeba. Many faces within a face. The Mask, a mix of fortunes of the human peripatetics. The face of Lagbaja, anybody, anywhere. Faceless man of the dust, whose luster is deprived. The face of Tamedu, somebody, somewhere. Voiceless woman of labyrinth, whose joy is taken at midday. The face of Lakashegbe, nobody, nowhere, fatherless children of widows whose fathers were kidnapped to death. The great mask, blinded but all-seeing, magnificent in supreme high of beauty from within the sky, arbiter of true justice, bringer of blessings, avenger of wickedness. When the mask is manifest, his eyes scorch as fire, making crystal of hideout. Darkness transcended, unleashing the wicked to the crevices of the abyss.
That's a reminder to everyone to wear your face mask. We are still in the heat of the pandemic, so this is not time to throw caution to the wind. To our first feature, new innovations that will promote the arts. That's what the National Council for Arts and Culture is advocating as it organizes a drive-in theatre show in the nation's capital, Abuja.
A cool evening creates the right atmosphere for art lovers from all walks of life to see the first ever drive-in theatre organized by the National Council for Arts and Culture in Abuja, with 2 performances in the offerings. A dance titled Nigeria, My Beloved Country is the show starter. The guests are thrilled, honking their horns to show their appreciation for the performance. This is immediately followed by the performance of Olarotimi's comic play titled Gripam, directed by Agozie Ugu.
Anything when una don't say una won't pass for this world, God will give una power to get out.
Hey! Man can talk the 2 I want for this world. What I want pass?
Una only want to, you go talk say you want to.
Okay.
You go talk your own, and you say go talk your own.
Just only 1 2 I want for this world.
Talk am. Think am well before you open your mouth.
I don't think I'm finished before you go. You see, this is my orange tree. Tell God, say, make they give me power. When we say, anybody who I see on top of this my orange tree, when I take first, say, keep up, that's all. Make it and that get like stuff where they knock for envelope when they go to Toronto of Canada. Check they hear me so. And anybody, where I see on top of this my orange tree, when I say creeper, make it don't go like electrician way they come for high tension till I left her.
Upon all the good things they wear for this world, now that kind of power you want.
I'm gonna see me problem. See this angel. Not be you say make I talk anything I want.
Your man don't talk wetin he want pass for this world. If that's all you want am, that's all you want am. You say, not your own.
Yeah, you are saying, hey. Now one thing I feel about my want. You see that yeah man? That's too big yeah man waiting for the SU. Kill him. I don't to call.
All the things there. When I go say una want for this world, God don't hear us.
What we've done here today is, like you said, post-COVID-19. Instead of the red carpet treatment you normally get, today you are getting a cultural troupe driving theater. We want to make a statement and tell the whole world that Nigeria cannot be left behind. The time has come for us to understand that COVID-19 is like a rain falling. We must find a way out of this rain. And Nigerian cannot be left behind again.
For me, it's not how it can survive. It's already surviving. As you can see, this is the second experience of the experimental, driving theater. And as when you say theater, it speaks to one thing, the fact that we're all creative natives. And the thing that makes you a creative native is for you to, rise above circumstances, situation, and create something new out of whatever it is.
While we rehearse, we didn't bring in crowd. Nevertheless, the play is a few cast play, 10-man cast. There's also a performance, a dance performance before the grip arm. If you look at the dance, nobody touched each other. The dance minded their spaces. That's how we rehearsed. And this dance was rehearsed in pockets. We didn't bring it about 18-man cast for the dance. We didn't bring them in together. Instead 4-4-4. Then towards the end, we integrated. Nevertheless, there were protocols of testing and all that. It was part of the prerequisites to let the cast, isolation and testing. So they were isolated before coming to rehearsals. So the NCAC were well equipped for this.
I won't be that right there on top of my orange tree. Gripper! Yeah!
Ọ̀rẹ́ mi àtàtà iṣẹ́ ọmọlú. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi na you don come.
You self pẹ̀lẹ́ o. So now like this, when they take banana, they take mago. They come my house, so I don't come, they take my own. It's all right. All right.
Who be thief? I resemble thief. No be Ogala not say make you just take one orange.
Other artists also speak on this new norm and if this kind of arrangement can be sustained considering the circumstances.
The driving theater is really a welcome performance and it's a welcome development and it's something we just have to adapt to. And it's actually beautiful because it gives you that feel. Normally when you're doing theater and all of that, you get to act in front of people, but now they are watching you from their cars and then they get to horn at your performance and then you know that yes, they get what you're trying to say.
So when things like this happen, you now realize that we can get really creative, think outside the box. Who would have thought that, we would have a drive-in theater with a dial in your car for you to listen to the sounds. You can actually sit in the comfort of your car and be able to hear the actors loud and clear. If you want to stand by your car, you can do that without necessarily contacting anybody that is not from your family. It's amazing, and we're glad to see this happen here in Abuja. In other parts of the world, we've seen musical performances being done in this manner, and this being a stage play, I'm just so delighted to be a part of it, making history, in my opinion.
Every day for the thief, one day for the owner of the house. Every day for the thief, one day for the owner of the house. Owner of the house. Gripper! All right. Okay, make it come up one now. I'll make the road come up. You don't see that? Don't make the road come up to my house.
The Association of Nigerian Authors and the Diplomatic Corps were not left out of the event.
This is the first time I'm attending this such an event like this. Even though I've been watching something like this abroad, they call it drive-in cinema and so on and so forth. This is my very first time, and I think it is innovative.
This is our first time here in Nigeria, the first type of this kind of event. We enjoy so far, so good.
Oh, I think it's a really good idea, actually, and I'm super excited. We already hear some really good music.
As a cultural therapy, considering the time we are in, the pandemic, the lockdown, and the experience of people in the last 3-4 months. So the council just feel like there is the need to bring people together and ease them out.
An exciting time to relax, enjoy the moment, and think of something else besides COVID-19, even though the reality stares them in the face after curtain call.
Artists must continue to evolve new ways of practicing their trade in order to overcome the effect of the coronavirus pandemic and make their audience feel happy despite the odds. And these are the works of art that made the cut for this week. These are the works of art you sent in this week. When you know the future is bright, all you have to do is laugh. This work, called Laughing Future, is done by Presido Art. It's done with charcoal and graphite on paper. Then Flora, a charcoal on alabaster work, is done by Adesoji Alabi. It says, don't forget to do the 5 and stay home. Meditation is a fabric on carver's work done by Raji Nuruddin. Then African Mother is done by Proud Sibanda with soft pastel on paper. Then God's Grace is a pencil work done by Favor Musa. Edward Samuel has this mosaic textile on board called Peace Thought. He says even though we're going through tough times during the pandemic period, we should try to find inner peace. The good thing is that we have a gift. We are alive. Then this charcoal on glossy card work is done by Gabriel Hezekiah. It's called Today. Beauty is a mixed media work done by Emaxon. Then Bello Adelani wants us to behold a child's smile. It's done with mixed media. And finally, this artist, Tosin Oyeniyi, says 20 children can play for 20 years. He expresses his thoughts with this offset ink on paperwork. And those are the works of art you sent in this week. We do encourage you to keep them coming. Remember, you are responsible for your happiness, so do what makes you light and smile. Just don't exist. Try to live and enjoy the beauty all around you. You'll be seeing some of them in this virtual solo show, but that will be in a moment. Join us again.
Human life has meaning only to that degree and as long as it is lived in the service of humanity. Before you are a writer, you're a citizen, a human being, and therefore the weapons of the citizen are at your disposal to use or not use.
He's done no stranger to this show and was preparing for a solo exhibition before COVID-19 happened. But the lockdown and restriction of movement gave him a new burst of energy to create more works of art.
My name is Sylvester Aguda. I am a collage artist. I'll be sharing with you my virtual exhibition, actually my first virtual exhibition. Before COVID-19, I had prepared quite a number of artworks which I was supposed to share with friends and collectors. Unfortunately, the pandemic had affected everything and I wasn't able to exhibit. We had to postpone that exhibition. I just told myself, well, art has been a therapy for me. It always helps to, keep me positive. So instead of just getting disappointed, I had to put in some more effort in doing some of my collage works. Now I've done a few of them, but how can I share them? With the lockdown, with no exhibition halls, I just thought about it that I think the best way to go is to go virtual. And I'm happy to say that myself and my curator, Ifeanyichukwu Oremeka, who we discussed the previous exhibition with, we came up with this strategy of going virtual. With the little we've shared on Instagram, the little we've shared on Facebook, the responses have been incredible. We've not been limited to just a few number of people. We have been able to showcase our works. People from all around the world are seeing them. And the good thing is that we've been getting responses, we've been getting feedbacks. People who have not seen this style of art before are also getting back to let us know their thoughts about what we do. So I would just want to say, you don't get disappointed. Sometimes some disappointments actually turn out to be a great blessing. I want to encourage every artist or everybody, any creative mind, that we should take advantage of this era where the social media and the online platforms are there. And I want to just say that the virtual or online exhibition is the way to go, because it doesn't limit you to a very restricted audience. It gives you a wider coverage, and it's quite positive. I want to use that word because you get people you never knew you could get in touch with, people you never knew you could reach out to. And I'm happy to say we sold a few pieces. And so today, I'm happy to share with you some of these works, a few of them, and how I made it, how, the making of some of them, and then actually what we did as a finished product. Talking about some of the works that you'll be seeing are a mixture of collage, spray paint on canvas, and some abstracts. The abstracts are actually some kind of art therapy. It has colors, and most times colors can be very positive. They have a way of working on your mind. And so we've used some very interesting colors. Some are calm, some could be very encouraging, gives you that wake up feel.
Nice to see artists taking their images online, and it's funny to see what inspires these creatives to do what they do. I threw that question out and the responses were simply fascinating. Our first message is coming from Anne Okobe. She says, "When I was young, I always admired plants, flowers, leaves, and the shapes. Growing up, I started questioning the shape and patterns on clothes. Though I was exposed to an art teacher briefly, but I still went ahead to study art, graphics. During my school days, I also met artist friends who encouraged me. I later realized that, like a writer, I can use art to tell my stories because I'm also going through the school of life. And this next one by Fausat Razak says, I never had an idea of what art is called. I had always wanted to be on the creative side though. I had that zeal till I grew up. But as God wants it, I turned out to be an artist, which I never dreamt of. At first, it was really hard, but as time goes on, my close friends encourage me. They too are artists. Here I am today with a bold confidence that I can say I'm a proud artist. Then Richard Oluwafumise says his inspiration started from his classmates in primary school and then family. They have always inspired and believed in me. Cheryl Azov says, I was inspired by an artist called Salvador Dali. His art was so weird and still he became a very famous artist. He used his talent to the fullest, and so am I. Austin Hosanakpa says, my family, I admit, when I look at them, I see how much they believe in my works, how much they believe in my vision, in what I have to offer. When I turn to look at them every day, I know I must speak, I know I must be heard, I know I must make them proud, so I do it with all my energy. Well done, Austin. Then Moses Sukobe says, my family, they are my backbone because without them, I don't think I can make it to this stage. They always motivate me, even when what I'm drawing is rubbish, especially my mom. Then Gabriel Davu says his inspiration always comes from his dad, whom has always believed in his ability. Finally, Emmanuel Bamayi says, mine from the sadness of life. It inflames my heart with pain, and I begin to lash it all out with my hand on the space.
Still to come on Art House, we enjoy more of your online creations that explore different hot topics happening in the world. So you won't want to miss that and other artifacts on the program next week. Your Art House experience doesn't have to end when the show's not on television. Interact with us on any of our social media platforms. See any edition of Art House on Channels TV's YouTube page. Send your works of art to Art House on Channels Television by joining the group on Facebook. We are everywhere.
I'm truly inspired by your comments, I tell you. I'll try to fit more in on the next episode of the show because there are a lot. I'm Melinda Akinlami. Let's keep talking on our various social media platforms where you can see this and other episodes of Art House. Till then, stay safe and keep being creative.